This is the third video for Year 7 students focusing on the four foundations, and specifically this video is concerning algebra. Now, if we have start from very basics, if we have something like 2m, 2 is said to be a coefficient of m. M is the variable, that is to say that m represents a number, it could be any number, and what this means is that 2 is multiplied by m. In algebra, if two letters are next door to each other, two variables, a and b, that means that a is multiplied by b. If we have 3ab, that means that we have 3a multiplied by b. So for example, if we were to write m plus m plus m plus m, they're all like terms, and we can simplify that by writing 4m, where m is the variable and 4 is the coefficient. We have 4 of them. Now, if we, for example, on our desks have 4 pens, so P represents a pen, and we have some rulers, let's say we have 2 rulers, we can collect like terms only. So we have 4 pens plus 2 rulers. We can never ever say that we have 6 pens or 6 rulers. We cannot collect terms which are not like. So we simplify an expression. This is referred to as an expression because there is no equal sign. And when we simplify it, we turn it into an equation. So as soon as an equal sign is present, it's an equation. And we can simplify this as 4p plus 2r. Now, occasionally we have something like this. Where we have to apply the rules for negative numbers. And remember, the rules are negative times a negative is a positive, negative times a positive is a negative times a negative is a negative, and a positive times a positive is a positive. Here we have, there's nothing written in, so we take it as a positive. A positive multiplied by a negative is a negative. We got 2 times 3 is 6, and there's an r there. You have a go at doing negative 3 multiplied by negative 4, and this time let's do k. Off we go. Okay, so a negative times a negative is a positive. 3 4s are 12, and we've got k. And it's not customary to write the positive in there. Okay, let's try one more, and then we will move on. Let's try a more difficult one. Let's do negative 3m multiplied by negative 4m. Okay, so we've got a negative multiplied by a negative, which we know is a positive. 3 times 4 is 12, and we've got m multiplied by m. Now, if you can imagine, m as a power 1, if there's nothing written there, and when we are multiplying indices, we add the index. So for instance, m squared times m is going to be m to the 2 plus 1, which is 3. M to the 100 multiplied by m to the 100 is m to the 100 plus 100, which is m to the 200. And what loads of people forget when we are multiplying indices is that the coefficients are multiplied as well. So you have a go doing this one for me. 2 times 3 is 6. M to the 7 plus 2, 6m to the 9. Okay, so pause the video and have a go at doing as many as you can, and then I will go over the solutions. Okay, so hopefully you've done that now. So if we are beginners here, let's circle the like terms. Okay, this is like, this is like, this is like. I'm going to put a square box around this and this. Now we have 3e plus 7e plus 4e. So this gives us 10e plus 4e is 14e. Let's add the f's. 5f plus 1f is 6f. Okay, it's worth noting that if we have a letter by itself, let's say f, we assume that there's a 1 as a coefficient and the power is 1. But we just simply write it as f, and we assume that it is positive. Also, let's write what we mean by this. We mean a times b. Okay, so let's circle the like terms. Okay, we've got 5a minus a, which leaves us 4a. And then we've got 4b plus 2b, which is 6b. Okay, I'm going to do this one without circling the like terms. We've got 2x minus 7x, which gives negative 5x. And then we've got negative 3y, negative 2y to give negative 5y. Now, if we have problems trying to figure out the negative numbers, let's use a number line. So here we are starting at 2x, positive 2x, and we're going down 7 x's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this is just going to give x. This is going to give 0, minus 1x, minus 2x, minus 3x, minus 4x, minus 5x's. The same is true for the, let's get a thicker, neater number line. Okay, that's the best straight line I can draw. So we're starting at now negative 7x, and we need to go down. No, we are not. We are starting at negative 3y, and we need to go down 2 y's. 1y, not helping. 1y, 2 y's. So that's negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. And remember that this direction is positive and this direction is negative. Okay, so let's use, so we got negative 2d plus 5d gives 3d. And then we've got numbers. -5 plus 1 is -4. Here we've got a lovely multiplication. -2 multiplied by 30 is -60 xy. And here we've got some numbers. 2 multiplied by -4 is -8, multiplied by -1, which just gives us 8. Let's do that again. We've got 2 multiplied by -4, then multiplied by -1. Well, 2 times -4 is -8, multiplied by -1 just gives 8. And then we've got A multiplied by B multiplied by B. So that gives us 8ab squared. Okay, I feel like we need to do some more examples. So have a go at these nasty, horrible questions. Now, we didn't cover division, but let me give you a division to do. Let's do ABC divided by 9BC. Well, that is equal to 27 over 9 multiplied by A over 1 multiplied by B over B multiplied, 1 minute space here, that, multiplied by C over C. We just split them up. Do you see? This here is written here. The A's is written there. The B is written there. That's a multiplication sign, and the C is written there. Okay, that looks a bit messy, but it serves the purpose for telling you where each number and letter has gone. So 27 divided by 9 is 3. A divided by 1 is just simply A. How many B's fit into B? That's just 1. And how many C's fit into C? That's just 1. Okay, so you have a go at doing these two for me. Let's do 25A over 5A. Let's call that 1. Let's do 50AB over 25AB. And let's do 100ABC over 2C. Off you go. Okay, so we can separate these. That is 25 over 5 over A over A. Well, 5 divided by 25 is just 5. A divided by A is just 1. So that just leaves 5. Let's separate these. 50 over 25 times A over A. 1 minute space again. Oof. Multiplied by B over B. Well, 50 divided by 25 is 2. A divided by A is 1. B divided by B is 1. So that just gives 2. And then we've got 100 over 2 multiplied by A just over 1 because there's no A on the denominator. We've got B just over 1 because there's no B on the denominator. And we've got C over C. So 100 divided by 2 is 50. A divided by 1 is just A. B divided by 1 is just B. And C divided by C is 1. So in algebra, we write that as 50AB. Okay, so you pause the video and have a go at doing this question for me. Okay, so hopefully you've done that now. And let's separate this out. Well, 18 divided by 2 is 9. B divided by B is 1. C divided by 1 is just C. 9 times 1, and you can imagine a little 1 in front of there. 9 times 1 times 1 is 9, and we have C left over. Okay, so we have some, I'm going to use a posh word called parentheses. Parentheses is a posh word for a bracket, and we need to apply the distributive law. Now, the distributive law says that we can distribute a number to each part of the bracket. If Mr. Winston is going to distribute sweets to the class, which is something I would never do, I may distribute fruit, but not sweets. I would give them to each student. So, for example, if I'm going to use the distributive law on A plus B, I'm going to apply 2 to every part of the brackets. And when we are applying the distributive law, we are multiplying. There's nothing to simplify there. So you have a go applying the distributive law to these two brackets. 1, 2. Pause the video. Okay, so hopefully you've done that now. I'm going to draw in Mr. Winston's eyebrows. 2 times 3 is 6A. 2 times 5 is 10B. Let's draw in Mr. Winston's eyebrows. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 6 is 18B. Okay, so have a go at doing these. Remember your signs, and there's a nasty, horrible one here. Have a go at doing this and see how you get off. So pause the video. Okay, so hopefully you've done that now. So I'm going to draw in Mr. Winston's eyebrows for each of these. Okay, so we got 2 6s at 12 plus 2A. We've got 3EF minus 15E. Oh, this is a nasty one. We've got negative 4x squared, positive 80xy. That looks nasty. Plus 80xy. Jeez, this is tricky. Right on this. Okay, where did we get the 80 from? Well, 2 times 4 is 8, and we've got a 0 there. So that becomes 80. Negative times negative is a positive, and we've got x times y. Okay, so this nasty, horrible question here. So let's have a blank canvas and see how we're going to deal with this. Now, I will do an example, then you can do one, then we will finally look at how to do this together. So let's imagine we have 2a plus b, then we're going to have 2a plus 3b. Now, if you think you can do that, go ahead. Draw in Mr. Winston's eyebrows. Okay, so 2 times a is 2a, 2 times b is 2b, or not to be. 3 times 2 is 6a, 3 times 3 is 9b. We can collect like terms here. We've got an a term there, an a term there. That's going to give 8a, and we have lovely b terms there and a lovely b term there. 9, 10, 11b. Okay, I'm going to give you a nasty, horrible one to do. X plus 1 plus 2x, x minus y. Yuck. Pause the video and see if you can do this. Okay, so let's look at the solution. X times x is x squared. 1x times 1 is just 1x. We've got 2x squared negative 2xy. Now let's circle the like terms. So we've got 3x squared. We just got a single x by itself, and we've got a negative 2xy. Okay, so I'm going to leave these there, and I actually like the distributive law. Let's do an extension one, so you never get one as hard as this. Yuck. That is horrible. So see if you can pause the video, and if you can do this, you're doing very well. So pause the video. Okay, so hopefully you've done that now. So draw at Mr. Winston's eyebrows. Okay, so 2 times 3 is 6a squared b. We've got negative 2ab. We've got a negative 3 4s are 12, ab squared, plus, because we've got a negative multiplied by a negative, 3b squared. So let's have a look for like terms. Do we have any a squared b's? No. Do we have any ab's? Well, we've got an ab squared there, but it's not like. And do we have any b squareds? No. So that is finished. Okay, so I'm going to ask you to do this one. And there's a bit of a clue there. There's a multiplication and a simplification. So off you go. Pause the video. Okay, so hopefully you've done that now. I'm going to draw Mr. Winston's eyebrows again. So we have 3a plus ab plus 3ba negative 3 4s are 12 b. And remember that AB is exactly the same as BA. So let's circle the like terms. We have A's, we have AB's, we've got an AB there, we've got an AB there, well, that looks like a Q, and we just got B's. I'm going to put a triangle over that. Okay, so there are no A's, so we just have 3A. We can simplify this. We've got 1AB plus 3 ABs, so that is 4 ABs, and then we've got a lonely negative 12B on the end. Okay, so that concludes our lesson on algebra, and the key to algebra is learning the fundamental principles and then applying those fundamental principles to gain fluency. The principles need to be learnt and they utilize memory, whereas their application is a skill. Okay, so good luck practicing your algebra, and remember that algebra is used right the way throughout maths.